we've got our band-down chart, some examples of the stories committed by the BAs and our velocity. Yesterday, we were able to complete our retrospective. So here are just some examples of some of the comments people said that went well and what didn't go well. And just a sprint overview. So we had to bring forward some PBIs from the last sprint. 2 new items were committed this sprint, and there are remaining 3 stories that need to be prioritized for sprint 3. A couple of the impediments that we faced was underestimating effort from our developers. And for example, certain things were not able to be completed towards the end of the sprint, and the QAs were only just ready to start working on them. But hopefully those ones that we weren't able to do this sprint, we will commit as priority for next sprint.
Thank you. So for the BAs, there are a lot of roles and responsibilities, but in summary, there is a coordination portion, but also there is like a solutions or a problem solver portion of it, where a BA is supposed to find loopholes or find problems and also solve them within the business. So for example, a BA is there to explore different solutions, their risks, benefits, as well as impacts. Next, please. So we had a successful sprint. We had more participation as BAs the sprint, and everybody was at least able to write a story in this sprint. And our understanding of stories was also improved. So our tasks for today were supposed to define the definition of ready and done. So this can differ depending on the team that you're in. But for BAs, since we do a lot with user stories, we define ready. Once the criteria is ready, is an example of a ready story is a well-defined user story, and as you can see here, the acronym INVEST. Whenever you have time, you can come back to the presentation and see what a good user story and what the ready is. And also now this is the definition of done. So as you can see, it starts with ready, a ready user story, and then it goes into sprint, and then it's done. Next, please. And also these are some of the screenshots of the things that we're able to do which included writing proper user frames, user stories, wireframes, as well as communicating in the board with our PO. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Samuel.
1 minute left.
Presenting on behalf of the QA teams, roles and responsibility of the QAs. Few of them are here: identifying error, providing feedback, and to ensure quality results. Next slide, please. These are the okay. In definition of done, QA PBI is said to be done in QA when all the QAs comes together and ensure that the PBI meets the acceptance criteria and it passed the test. Then we can say that it is QA done, and any of the QA can move it to QA done. Next slide, please. Definition of done. Okay, these are the tools, the test tools and test environment. The tests, as we are still on the manual testing, the test environment we use is Azure DevOps, and the test tool is Gherkin language. So next slide, please. So these are the design page and the footer in which we were assigned to work on, and from the diagram you can see.
Time's up.
Thank you. I give it to the BAs.
Sorry, can we please go carry on, because our time started when nobody had talked and there was an issue with whoever is supposed to lead. So I feel like our time should have started when we were speaking.
Actually, I gave you more minutes. Give you more minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 8 minutes done, yeah?
Okay, all right.
No, we have 8 minutes because we've got a data analysis.
Please, let's do this. 30 seconds, please. Thank you.
No, she already timed 6 minutes because we've got a data analysis.
And we have
okay, continue.
Seconds, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, team. This is Ginika representing DA for the Gamma team. So basically, roles and responsibilities of DA. A data analyst collects, organizes, and studies data to provide business insights for businesses and organizations. Next slide, please. Data analysis basically can be broken down into 5 different processes. 1, which is to define a business problem, collect data, which is 2, 3 is to clean the data, 4 is to analyze data, 5 is to interpret visualizations or presentations of the data. Next slide, please. Here is a breakdown of what each step entails. The step 1 is to identify the business problem. Next is to collect the data from various data sources, which can, one of the tools that can be used for this process is SQL. Next is to clean the data, which is to put it in a format where it's easy to analyze. One of the tools that can be used for this process again is Excel. The next is to analyze the data. Another 2 tools that can be used for analysis process includes Excel, Python, R, Looker, and Microsoft Power BI. The next stage is visualization and interpretation of the data. To do this, Tableau and Power BI again can be used. Next slide, please. Here are screenshots from some of the tools we have used so far. For Microsoft Excel, we have some of the topics as well that we've covered under Microsoft Excel. It involves Excel functions and formulas, use of filters, creating tables and sorting tables, conditional and relative formatting, pivot tables, and screenshots as well to show all of this. Next slide, please. Under Tableau, as you can see, Tableau is used for visualizations. You can see the colorful visualizations that have been done. This helps for better understanding of large data sets. And some of the Tableau skills covered so far includes uploading data from Excel, creating visualizations from Excel data, creating a dashboard with various analyzed data for better understanding of larger data sets. Next slide, please. Power BI, which is also a visualization tool, similar to Tableau. Again, Power BI tools skills include loading Excel files, creating visualizations, analyzing sample data sets on Power BI. Yeah, next slide, please. SQL, which is SQL, is a can be used to query databases. So far, we have query equivalent, querying databases, and building databases on SQL. And that is, I believe that is it. Thank you very much.
Hold on time. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's move to the next team, please.
Team Delta. Team Delta. Delta, do you want to share your screen, please? Head.
I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Hold on. Data, guys, you didn't send your presentation. Did you send your presentation? Did you upload your presentation?
Head.
Yeah.
Did you upload?
To
Mr. DG.
no, I didn't.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's keep it.
Okay.
Next
Sorry.
team, please.
All right. Can you share your screen, please?
I'm sharing it.
Next team, please.
Yeah.
Not data now. We'll skip data. Let's move to the next team, please. Thank you. Okay, Epsilon. Okay. Cool. Epsilon. Have I got yours? Okay, let's start.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Yes, good evening. My name is Olain Kashodimo. I'm a Scrum Master for Team Epsilon. I will be chairing this presentation for the Scrum Masters for Sprint 2. So team is Team Epsilon, like I said. The sprint goal for this sprint is authorization functionality. These are the team members comprising of 6 Scrum Masters, 5 BAs, 3 QAs, and 2 BAs. This is a screenshot of the board currently. We've moved everything into done, so we finished everything for this sprint. This is a screenshot of the task board as well, with the finished tasks in there as well. There was one bug that we carried over from the sprint 1, which has been resolved during the sprint, and that's been moved to done as well. This is the team capacity for this sprint for all the developers and developers. This is a velocity chart and the burn down chart for this sprint. And in summary, we had a total of 7 stories, all committed, all completed. Total effort for the sprint was 11. There was just one bug, which has been resolved, and 16 tasks. Team capacity was 13 hours per day, and I could say all the goals for this sprint was achieved. So I will pass it on to Josephine now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Josephine Bajulai, representing the BAs in Team Epsilon. Next, please. Next, please. We have 5 on our teams. As you can see, our lovely faces. Next, team. Next, please. Yeah, this is the team mandate to deliver all required features that will enable us. Next, please. And these are the teams. These are the meetings we attended during Sprint 2. Next, please. And then this is the update committed to Sprint 2. We have 6 stories that were committed to Sprint 2. UAT has been performed on all the 6 stories committed and are currently in done. Next, please. Yeah, these are the slide. What we did in Sprint 2. This is sign up the user story, the wireframe, and the process map for everything we did. For the few things, some of the things we did in Sprint 2. Next, please. This is about us. Next, please. Yeah, and then, as BAs, because we work ahead of Sprint, so the following slide will show what we've been doing in preparation for Sprint 3. Next, please. So these are our stories. For example, this is a profile page, and for the next slide coming to, you'll see the user story, the wireframe, and the process journey. Next, please. And this is for the register for us, and this is message from the instructor. Next, please. And this is view membership page. Next, please. And this is the free courses or favorite courses page. Next, please. Yes, the link between feature and product backlog is the functionalities that minimizes sizes, and when it brings it to the smaller user story, then into the to-do item. Then the definition of ready is when all the user story, the acceptance criteria have been done and is ready for it to be worked on by the developers team. And the definition of done is when everything is actually done, and the stakeholders are satisfied. Next, please. And these are the roles and responsibility of the business analyst. Next, please. And the continuation of it too. Next, please. For our team, these are the stories that have been committed. And then we have Naomi has created 6 stories, and Dakwa has created 4 stories. Next, please. Isaac has created 4 stories, and Josephine has created 3 stories. Next, please. Thank you. I will now pass it to my next colleague, QA, Olat. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Olatunji Bangushe. I'll be presenting for the QAs in Epsilon. Next, please. These are the contents, as you can see: test case, impediment, screenshots, and rules. Next, please. Yeah, test cases is a set of action performed on Azure Dev to determine if our acceptance criteria functions correctly. So we have 6 storyboards we are committed in Sprint 2, and we raise positive and negative test cases for the major websites. So 32 major test cases we are raised, to 32 passed, 0 fails. Next, please. Impediments here, this can be defined as what can slow down the productivity of a team from performing work as efficiently as possible in sprints. In Epsilon group, Q is supposed to be 5, but we are only 3 members here, but we managed to carry out our task efficiently at the end of sprint 2. Next, please. These are the screenshots here, where we have a summary report of the test done. Next, please. The screenshot for the login. Next, please. A screenshot for the sign up with the accepted criteria and the test. Next, please. Screenshot for about us with the test carried out. Next, please. These are the key roles in Epsilon. Next, please. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. This is Chine representing DA in Epsilon. Next, please. These are our roles. Next, please. Activities for this sprint. We have Excel every Friday. Wednesday is for Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft SQL, and then our daily stand-up. Next, please. On the Tableau, we'll be able to cover so many topics. These are screenshots for those topics. Next, please. Excel had projects on cumulative frequency, cell referencing, VLOOKUP. Next, please. Microsoft SQL, we're able to set up Microsoft SQL server. Then we had so many queries on SQL too. Next, please. This is our user story on Azure board. Next, please.
30 seconds left.
Next, please. Okay, this sprint was really awesome because we were able to gather a lot of experiences and knowledge. The sprint, our mentors were good. The Scrum Masters, they kept everything going on fine. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Epsilon done.
Thank you.
Use my time.
Let's move to the next team. Thank you, guys. So what team is the next one, please?
Kappa.
Kappa.
Kappa, okay. Question for Kappa, please. So when do you guys have your meetings?
Okay.
It's Monday to Wednesday 6:30, Thursdays 8 o'clock, and the rest of the week 6:30.
6:30 to when?
6:30 to 6:45.
Every day, and that's all.
That's Monday to Wednesday because there's a call that takes place on Thursday. We change that to 8 o'clock to 8:15, and then the rest of the time it's from 6:30 to 6:45 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. The reason I ask is 6:30 to, okay, you always have it 15 minutes every day, right?
Yeah, we aim to, and then we do car park talks thereafter. Yeah.
Okay. Because I have joined several meetings, I've never seen you in any of the meetings, any actually. Maybe because just kept to 50 minutes and then you guys go. All right. and because I'm only giving you feedback because other teams, they can be there for, yeah. So I will tell you so that you know. For some teams, I have to tell them to go because they were there like 2 or 3 hours. But not that they are joking, they are actually kind of doing work. Do you get it now? I just need to let you know because, yeah. So, of course, at 6:30 to 7, I've never, yeah, it's not the time I normally join actually. So, mine will start around 9 o'clock actually to see, okay, and maybe around 7 o'clock or sometimes anyway. So, I have try as much as possible to look for you. Okay, maybe let's go anyway. So I will give that feedback during your update. But you guys need to watch. If you only doing 15 minutes every time, some people in your team will be suffering. Right. Okay, let's go. Okay.
When you're ready, you can start. Are you ready? When you're ready, let me know, please, so I can start the timer.
Seems we've lost them.
Gbenga.
Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Hello, are you ready to start?
Okay, so sorry for the delay. My system went blank. Good evening. My name is Benga Ogwinke. I'm one of the Scrum Masters for Team Kappa, and I'm here to present our sprint review for Sprint 2, and which we're designing a website for Long Reach Way. Here on this slide, we have our team members from our product owner to 5 Scrum Masters. We have 4 BAs, 2 developers, and 5 QAs. Here we have the Scrum Masters and the responsibilities of each Scrum Masters during the last sprint, 2-week sprint. We have 5 Scrum Masters: Carlos Myers, Olani Kerosiji, Benga Ogwimpe, which is me, Oluwalaba, and Bola Owagbai. These are responsibilities, and these are the Scrum Masters' job description. Here we have our team charter for the sprint, and then we have the capacity, the planned capacity, where we have 2 hours for each of the developers and the QAs every day. And our sprint outline for 13th of February to 20th of February is our sprint goal is to design a clickable functional header. And then we have 6 user stories. There was one that we had to recommit from the last sprint into this sprint. So altogether, we have about 7 user stories. So we have 5 stories in dev. However, bugs have been raised by the QAs, awaiting the devs to fix it. 1 story in QA and 1 story in done. And we have our action plan from retrospectives were committed in the sprints. This is our project board, and this is our matrix chart. I'll pass it over to one of the BAs to continue from here. Thank you.
Thanks, Benga. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Molua Shamsoni, and I'm speaking on behalf of BAs. There are 4 of us for Team Kappa, and they are Peter Adenyoju, Raymond Aino, myself, and Olufumilayo Temu. These are the responsibilities of a BA as well as our skill. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we have a definition of ready, which are the criteria to be met before it's committed to this the sprint, and we have a list following the INVEST acronym. We have the list of our criteria here, and we have a definition of done, which is a checklist of all the criteria that needs to be met, for this increment to be committed to the next sprint. And we have that listed here as well. Next slide, please. So this is showing the relationship between Epic features and user stories. We see that Epic is the top of the line, which defines the business need. From there, we get our features, which defines customers' needs, and from the features, we have our user stories. From the user stories, we have the task, to be developed by our developers. On the side, we have the bugs, which are issues we encounter, in the course of this project, which we try to resolve. Next slide, please. So we have our requirements for Sprint 3 here, which is a project on our landing page for headers, the header, banner, and the footer. And we have here a list of all of the things that needs to be done for that. Besides it, we have all of the things that we did in this sprints, and we also have what each member of the BA team did, as well as screenshots, just to show the overview of our dashboard, what we have in BA done, approved, and also committed. Next slide, please. So here we just have screenshots of all our PBIs and wireframes, as well as the people responsible for each of these work that was done. Next. Next slide. So I'll be handing over to the QA now to take us.
Yes. Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Olaolu. I'm representing Kappa QA team. Next slide, please. These are some of the roles of QAs. Next slide, please. This is the definition of ready from the point of view of a QA. Next slide, please. This is the definition of done from the point of view of a QA. Next slide, please. This is a test strategy versus the test plan. So this is just a document to show the difference between the test plan and the test strategy. Next slide, please. So this is a definition for a test strategy. Next slide, please. This is also a definition for a test plan. Next slide, please. This is a test plan document. So this is the document we followed in developing our test plan with regards to our project, Long Reach Way. Next slide, please. This is the continuation of the document. Next slide.
2 minutes more.
In the course of the week, we installed an application called Visual Studio, and we also integrated SpecFlow to the application. So next slide, please. So this is just like a definition of what an IDE is. So this is a software application that helps testers to develop a framework. This is used to test web application efficiently in an automated format. So it saves time and it works in hand with manual testing. Next slide, please. So this is an installation step with regards to the Visual Studio that was installed and in cooperation with the SpecFlow. Next slide, please.
1 minute more.
These are the number of stories we worked on by QA. Next slide, please. These are the test cases we designed with regards to Sprint 2. Next slide, please. This is a continuation of the test cases too that we designed. Next slide, please. These are some of the test cases designed from test that was captured from the Azure board.
20
Next slide,
seconds
please.
left.
Continuation of test cases. Next slide, please. This is one of the test cases that was run and passed the test. Next slide, please. This is a graphical representation
Time's
of
up. Time's up.
Time's next
up.
slide, please.
Time
Next
is up.
slide. Next slide.
Time is up.
Thank you very much. Next slide.
Time is up.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I was talking on mute. Next team, please.
Zita.
Hi everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. So hello again. My name is Tommy. I'm the Scrum Master lead for Sprint Beta. This is our organization chart. And on the Scrum Master team, we've got Yuzo, myself, Jolade, Loretta, Jide, and Anu Oluwapo. Based on the
Sorry,
assignment.
1 minute, please. Sorry, 1 minute. So that is Zita. Okay. So I just need to get your presentation out. I thought it was Zita. Okay, all right, cool. Sorry about that. Okay.
Thank you. So based on the assignment that you gave us from the last sprint, so this is the Scrum Master's role description and tools used in a CV format. So we've got the tool used like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Miro, Jira, Azure DevOps, and so on. But the major descriptions of the Scrum Master's role is to set up the Azure, Jira, or any board being used for the Agile team, to facilitate the Agile ceremonies, and to coach the Agile team to ensure they follow the Agile rules and they follow Agile principles, and also to ensure that they follow Agile best practices. So again, this is one of the assignments about the brand back session we're meant to have. We've had two so far. We focused on PowerPoint and Dynamics 365 sales. This is our team charter, and here's our racing matrix. This is our team's capacity daily, and this is our sprint beta matrix. This is our project board, and here is an overview of what we've done. So the goal was to design the home page of the super users account. Highlights, we committed 4 stories, 2 in QA, and we still have 2 in UAT. Stories related to super user 17 was in QA done within the first week of sprint, so that was an achievement, and the team worked really well all through the sprint. However, meetings we had went over time, so that didn't go really well within the team. And the issues we had was the QA were unable to access the test environment for super user 18 on time. And so we've got some story that's spilled over to, that'll be spilling over to the next sprint, which is user story 446 and 845. And we're looking to work on functionality of the menu option of D365 sales for the next sprint. Over to you, Falakemi.
Thank you, Tommy. Good evening, everyone. My name is Falakemi Kasumu. I'll be representing the BA team. On our team, we have Mary Adewale as our functional consultant. Olubisi, Rhodes, Yukeme, Olamide, and Dapo. Next slide. Yes, we've got our BA roles description and tools used. We use Microsoft Visio, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, we have Azure DevOps, Confluence, and so on. And also one of the major, okay, thank you. We've got BA team, okay, thank you. One of our major role is requirements gathering. Next slide. Okay, BA team contribution, next slide. Yes, we have 4 stories were committed for sprints better. Stories in BA done and approved for next sprint. Also, we've got in progress, we have 20 stories in BA. These are some of the screenshots of work being done by the BAs. So each one have been assigned about 5 user stories, but we cannot present everything. So we've got just screenshots of a few of it. So next slide, next slide, please. Next slide. Next. Okay, thank you. We have our assignments about epic, features, user stories, definition of done, definition of ready, and task. Thank you. Over to you, Samson.
All right, good evening. I'm Samson by name, representing QA team for the Zeta team. We also have Olumide, Mary, Adedayo, Adedola, Kobe, and Babatunde. Next slide, please. Here are the tools being used by the QA. We have Microsoft Azure, we have the Azure DevOps, we have the SpecFlow and others. And one major role of the QA, the Blue Sky Citadel, is to create detailed and well-structured text plan and test cases. Next, please. Here is a sample of our test strategy. Next, please. Okay, activities covered by the QA in the sprint listed below. Next, please. We have here the executed test cases carried out by Samson and Olumide. Next, please. These are the continuation of the test cases carried out by the other QA members. Next, please. The bugs were raised and assigned to the developers, which was fixed, and regression test was carried out on all the bugs and it all passed. Next, please. Here are the QA tests in query. Please, next. What we have here is the sprint board with the user story and the QA task. Next, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move to the next team, please. Thank you, guys. This is interesting. I'm loving it. Thank you. Okay, next team. Only sprint 2. You guys have done this.
Upsilon.
Upsilon, thank you.
Everyone, just a moment, I'll share the screen now.
Upsilon, did you guys send your presentation?
We sent earlier, but
sorry?
We had sent earlier, but we'll send it.
Did you upload your presentation? That's the question.
No.
All right, we'll skip you. Okay.
Don't worry.
All right, let's move to the next team, please.
It was uploaded. It was uploaded.
Are you uploaded when?
By 12.
Okay. You want to share your screen and let me see when? Do you want to share where you uploaded it to?
Wait a minute. I saw something like that.
Okay, we'll have to move on anyway. If you, okay, can we call the next team, please? Unless, yeah,
Theta.
Beta, right?
Theta.
Theta, okay, Theta,
Yes.
please. Yeah, thank you.
No.
Good evening,
Theta,
everyone.
okay.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Nothing good for me before, then I should support his party. Then you people are not ready. That is one thing he has done for one
Rosiba,
person.
can you be muted, please? Thank you.
Ready for change. Yeah. That's what Belen infrastructure.
Rosiba, can you be muted?
As the time started counting, please. Can you share?
When you're ready, let me know. So I can
I'm
start.
ready. I'm ready sharing my screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, start.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Bunmi Adela Paiwo, and I'm one of the Scrum Masters for the Theta team. Here's our sprint brief presentation. I'll be starting with the, sorry. This is the content for the presentation, and here is our team organogram. The next is this is a screenshot of our team charter on the wiki, which is on the Azure Dev board. And here's also our definition of done already, which has been displayed on the Azure Dev board as well. As you can see, it also shows our Scrum ceremony, which we have been doing so far. And after that, this is our responsibility as a Scrum Masters. And yes, also a page of our wiki, which shows our sprint updates as well. Sorry, there's a noise background. I don't know. Okay, here is also a screenshot of our PBI on the Azure Dev. This shows the PBI we have been working on, both the QA, the BA, and the developers. And here is also more of the screenshot of our PBI. You can see. So here is our burn down chart, screenshot of our burn down chart on our Azure Dev. And here is also the team velocity and the burn up chart as well. Yes, also the sprint backlog items and the sprint burn down chart as well. Okay, this diagram shows our team chart, our sprint chart as a Scrum Master, and here is the one for the BA and QA. Here's the roll-up board on our Azure Dev. So I'll be handing over to the BA now. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tolu Lope, and I'm speaking for the BAs in the Theta team. As you can see, we have 5 BAs, Onyedikachi, myself, Thomas, Titi Lope, and Victor. Next slide, please. This is a page talking about our project progress so far, what we've done in Sprint 1, Sprint 2, and to show that we're currently gathering requirements for Sprint 3 as we speak. Next slide, please. A further breakdown of our project progress, showing the epics and the features and the product backlog we currently have, which are mostly committed already. Next slide, please. This is our definition of ready and definition of done. Next slide, please. A sample of our use case. Next slide, please. And these are some of the tools we've used, we currently use as BAs. Next slide, please. And according to the assignment, this is specific to me, showing some of the things I've done in Sprint B. Next slide, please. sample of user story and acceptance criteria. And when you look further down the slides, you will see a replica of everything done by my colleagues, my fellow BAs in this last sprint. Without further ado, I'll pass on to the QA. Olumide. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Olumide Akinola and I'll be representing the QA for the TITA team. First, as a QA, we once you get the requirement from the BA, from the PBI, we start to write our test case. Next slide, please. I will write our test strategy as well. Next slide, please. And these are part of the bug that we've raised from the PBI, and these are some of the ones that have been done. And there will be subsequent bugs and subsequent bugs that have been raised and been done as well. Next slide. These are also some of the bugs that have been raised and been done. Next slide, please. And yeah, these are some of the ones is written in Genkic language. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And one of the things that we've been, this is a screenshot from the bug that's been raised, and you can see from the description with the red markings. Next slide, please. After it's been fixed, then we take another screenshot of the bug that's been fixed. Next slide. These are also one of my colleagues' work. Next slide. These are also one of the Jenkins language that we use to write the test cases. Next slide, please. And these are some of the roles as the QA.
1 minute.
Some of our duties as the QA. Next slide, please. And these are also an example of bugs that have been raised and been corrected from the screenshot of the PBI. Next slide, please. These are the ones that have been resolved after the bug have been raised. Next slide. After we successfully installed the Visual Studio, we're able to integrate the spec flow to be able to prepare for the automation. For us to be able to prepare for the automation testing from the next spring. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. This is really great actually. To be honest, I'm also learning as well. I've got some questions for you later. So maybe you'll be able to answer those questions. Yeah, from what I saw in there, there's some new terminologies that I saw, right, that I would want to learn from you guys anyway. So, all right, let's move to the next team, please. Well done.
Sorry, Team Absalom is ready. It was uploaded.
Alpha, okay.
It was just an error.
Yeah. All right, you're ready?
Alpha.
Yes, Alpha team. All right.
Okay. 1 minute, please. Okay, when you guys are ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
You can start now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Onome Etim, and I'm a Scrum Master on the Alpha team. And here is our Sprint 2 report. Next. So this is just a couple of things that we'll be discussing in this presentation. Next. So these are this SM team. Everyone has displayed on the screen. Next. So we decided to name our sprint Blue. That's our sprint goal, and these sprints ran for a duration of 2 weeks. Next. So the next 3 slides shows the Scrum Master job descriptions. We have 20 of them. Next. Yeah, so this is our team charter created in Visio, and we partnered with the BAs on our team. Next, this is the other slide of the team charter. Next. This shows the organogram. Next. So here's just screenshots of our sprint backlog and our roll-up board. Next. Here's a screenshot of our project board. Next. Plan capacity. Next. And this is the plan versus actual capacity for the testers and the developers. Next. So we have a couple screenshots of our metrics. So the next couple of slides show that. Next. Yes, burn down chart next. So what we did was we raised queries for our BAs and our QAs. So this is for Adeola next. We also did them in charts. This is for Babajide next. Tolas next. BA Wumiz next. This is for the QAs, QA Mopelola next. And this one is for Nii next. That's for Dotu next. And this is Joshua's next. So we also worked with our DA team. Here's their sprint goal and a screenshot of their project board next. Just a couple of metrics from them as well next. We also raised queries for them and with chats as well. So this is for Ifedayo. Next, Oluwafemi's next. An amazing thing that we did was we had a lunch and learn session next. So this is just showing our sprint highlights, the issues we faced, and an overview of our next sprint next.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Mumi Adeyinka. I'm going to be representing the BA team for Alpha. My colleagues are Adeola, Jagbe, Fenoni, and Tola. Next. So basically, we've got a couple of slides on BA description. It gives in-depth explanation of them. That's another slide on BA description. That's another one. Next. Next. Also, we have a product backlog item. This is the meaning definition of PBI. Next slide. Also, we have user acceptance testing. That's the meaning, an in-depth, detailed knowledge and explanation and definition of user acceptance testing meaning. Next. Next. Also, we have the definition of UAT test, UAT ready and UAT done. That's the meaning. Next. And then we have definition of ready here with a few bullet points expatiating on that. Next. Also, we have definition of done with further bullet points explaining that. Next. Right. So furthermore, we have a breakdown of definition of ready and definition of done for BAs. Next. This is our breakdown of the EPIC feature and PBI. You know, it's got a full explanation of what it covers, what EPIC does, features, and the product backlog, and the interaction relationship between them. Next. So here we have a breakdown of the individual PBIs covered by the BAs on the team, mainly myself, Adeola, Babajide, and Retola. Next. Wireframe with Balsamiq. This covers what we've done. Next. So here we have a user story by myself. You've got the stories, acceptance criteria, and the three individual wireframes illustrating that. Next. Furthermore, more stories, more wireframes backing the stories up. Next. Same for Tola as well. You see his description there, his acceptance criteria, and the wireframes that correspond to that. Next.
3 minutes left.
Same for Jide as well. Next. And the same for Adeola as well. Next, please. So we have some impediments, success factors, and our appreciation goes to this paper. Thank you very much. Next.
You're muted. You're muted.
My name is Adido Toyami QA. Next, please. Here is our table of contents. Next, please. And here we have activities covered in Sprint 2. Next, please. Here is definition of ready. Next. And also we have definition of done. Next. Also on this slide, we have definition of bug and tax. Next. Here is a screenshot of our test plan and our test plan table of contents. Next. Also, we have our test strategy. Next. Here is our job description as a QA. Next, also job description. Here are the tools we use in Sprint 2, Azure DevOps. Next. Also, we have tools we use in Sprint 2 on this slide. Next. And here is the Sprint board with user story and tasks. Next. This slide reflects the reports covered in Sprint 1 and 2. Next. Here is the task report for Adidotun. Next. We also have task report for Mokbeola. Next. Task report for Nei. Next. And lastly, task report for Josh. Next.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Ife. I have Femi with me on the team. Next slide, please. This is our job description. Next slide. Continuation of our job description and the tools that we've used in Sprint 2. Next slide, please.
1 minute left.
These are the activities that we've covered from our trainings to attending our meetings on the team. Next slide, please. A screenshot of our stories. Next slide. Myself, and then the next one is for Femi. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. This is a screenshot of our project board. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide.
30 seconds left.
So the next slide, we were able to use the tools that we've learned during our trainings for us to create some projects whereby we did analysis of our meetings and the trainings that we've done. We were able to use Microsoft Excel and also Tableau. This is showing
Time's
the
up. Time up.
applications that we've used. Thank you.
Better next.
Oh, good evening, everyone. My name is Olajuwon. I'm a Scrum Master in Beta team. Oh, sorry, is Delta next or Beta?
Better.
B for Beta, okay.
BETA, better. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, for some reason.
When you're ready. Are you ready?
Delta.
Is Delta is next, right?
Not Delta, Beta.
Delta that is showing on the screen.
Better, please. Better.
What we have on the screen is D for Delta. Okay, yeah, we have it now. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Olajuwon. I'm a Scrum Master in Beta team, and I'll be presenting the end of sprint reports for the Scrum Masters. This is showing all the roles that we have in our team currently. Okay, we have a project charter here. Unfortunately, we've not been able to move it to Visio, but we are working on putting it on a mirror format as, or on a mirror template as advised. Okay, this is showing the process map of how our PBI is moved from the start of the sprint to the end of the sprint, and the role of each functional team in working on it. Okay, the 20 job descriptions for a Scrum Master are indicated there, from motivating the team to, raising queries and generating reports and charts. Okay, the definition of ready and the definition of done are clearly stated here. Okay, the assigned PBIs and task for all the team members, the query was done. This is showing the updated project board. We committed 5 user stories and we're able to complete 4, which has been moved to the done column. Okay, they assigned. Okay, this is a chart showing the summary of the number of tasks and PBI that has been done by respective member of the team. Okay, this is the sprint backlog page. This is the updated one showing what has been done so far. Okay, this is a sprint report just showing the summary of what we have done in sprint. So the issues and the highlights of the sprints are there, and the PBIs are indicated on the left-hand side. Okay, this is a screenshot of our metrics from the all our metrics are here, from the burn down chart to the sprint velocity, and the rollout board is also there showing the PBIs that have been completed. I'll be handing over to my colleague, Kinik Ebitimi, who is from the BA team. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. My name is Ebitimi Asagbe. I'll be presenting the BA. And here is the job is highlighting some. Next, please. And this is a screenshot of the current Agile board. Next, please. This is picture of the relation, epics, features, and user stories. Next. Yeah, also is a definition of the epics. Yeah, definition of the features and user stories. Next, please. Yeah, this is also showing the screenshot of the relationship between the epics, features, and user stories on the Agile board. Yeah, this is a metric of some of the user stories written by each BA. Next, please. Yeah, yes, a definition of ready and how it's being shown on the. Next, please. Yeah, this for the BA shown on the board, Agile board. Well, next, please. Yes, this is sprint backlog stories written. And have the process map for sign up and also for log. Over to
4 minutes left. 4 minutes
Hello,
left.
my name is Mame, and I'll be presenting for the QAs of the Better Team. These are 20 job descriptions. Next, please. These are one of our test stories, user stories, and the steps that we carried out. Next, please. This is for enterprise and the steps that we carried out. This is for enterprise. This is the bug that we detected, and this is a screenshot of it on the website. Next, please. This is the sign up button. This is the test we carried out and the test steps. Next, please. This is the banner and a screenshot of the banner on the website. Next, please. This is become an instructor and the test steps and the screenshot of the instructor on the secondary header of the website. Next, please. I'll be handing over to the DA.
I'll be presenting on the DA team. Yeah, so this is the list of the job descriptions for the DAs. And these are some of the activities that we did in this current spring: installing Microsoft SQL, working with databases, and visualizing data with Tableau. Yeah, so this is user stories for each of the activities that we did during the sprint, some of them, yeah. And this is the screenshot of us installing SQL Server. And this is us visualizing data with Tableau. This is some of our screenshots. And this is us working with Microsoft SQL. I'm extracting data with Microsoft SQL. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah.
Well done, guys. That was lovely. To be honest, I think you guys did very well as well in the next one, alpha and beta. So this is also very, very good. So impressive. All right, let's move to the next one. again. Okay.
Bacchus. In Bacchus.
What team is that? Sorry.
Bacchus.
Barcos? No, no.
Iota then. Iota, because it says Bacchus on
Iota,
the
yeah.
Okay, good evening. I'm just trying to share my screen now for a minute. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Daniel King. I'm from the team Iota, Dare to be Different. This is our team charter of the Iota team. As you can see, this is what we work to and is put together by all the team members. We have our communication rules and our conduct and behavior. We have the team charter also covering the risk and the strength and skills that is within the team. This is the team RACI metrics, as you can see. And also we have the job description for Scrum Masters, which I belong to. We have 6 Scrum Masters in the team, by the way. And these are some of the things that we do: coach team members on agile principle, empower team members to develop self-management skills and resolve conflicts and improve collaboration, to mention but a few. We still have some of the things that we do within the teams here, as you can see. And then we move on to the definition of ready, which is an agreement within the team to agree what our definition of ready is. So this is the definition of done, also agreed together by the team. So we work in agreement. And this is the project we are working on within the team. And we call this vibe, this sprint 2, we have named it the vibe, because we believe we are working together and we are vibing as a team with great understanding among the team members. This is our capacity planning, making us to know the resources that we have and how to utilize the resources within the team. This is our sprint report, identifying the ID, the type, and so on. So we have the progress report, which highlights what we are going through and also the impediments that we have been able to work on. This is our Iota Azure board. As you can see, these are the things that we have worked on. This is our velocity and cumulative flow diagram. I hand it over to the business analyst.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Olayemi, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the business analyst in Iota Group. And we are starting with the business analyst roles and responsibilities. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Continuation of the roles and responsibilities of business analyst, please. Next slide.
Yeah.
Next slide, please. Thank you. And here we have the progress report of all the BAs in Iota Group, highlighting all the user stories that we've worked on in the sprint. Next slide, please. These are some of the user stories that we've worked on in Sprint 2. Attached are some of the wireframes. Here we have the definition of ready explained and attached with examples. Next slide, please. Here we have the definition of done, explained also and attached with examples. Next slide, please. And here we have the definition of epic features and user stories, what they mean and how they are connected together. Next slide, please. And here's our Azure board, and you can see some of the user stories that we've worked on in Sprint 2, and also we've been able to We've been able to conduct our acceptance testing for some of the stories to be sure they meet with the acceptance criteria that we wrote down. And also, this is also our Azure board and part of the things that we've worked on in Sprint 2. Thank you very much. I move over to the QA.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Raymond, and I'm representing for the QA. Roles and responsibility for the QA.
You need to speak up, please.
These are our roles. Next slide, please. Yeah, and these are the test cases that we started on our Excel spreadsheet. Next slide, please. And this is the test cases that we imported into the Azure board. Next slide, please. And the continuation of the test cases that we've done so far. And some bugs were raised, and some also we did pass some of them. And this is as you can see on the board. These are our test. Can you come? Can you?
This is the tax for the QA, and we have some
No.
videos there. If you can just watch the video,
Okay,
just a
all right,
small
that's the
video
video.
there for you to see what we have been working on. The QAs have been working on. It's just about 33 minutes thing. You can watch it later. We'll call on the DA, please. This is the role and responsibilities of the DAs to conduct research, and as you can see there, they are clearly spelled out. And this,
are you a DA?
I'm not a DA, but we don't have a representative. Their thing has worked down.
Yeah, I'm representing.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm representing the DS. My name is Ife.
Okay, then take it quickly.
Yes. So, as shown in the previous slide, the roles and responsibilities. This week we've been able to install. Over the past 2 weeks, we've been able to install SQL, continue on our research, and working with the team as well. And these are just some of the screenshots from our assignments, and yes. So we're continuing as a team together.
Thank you very much. That is the end of our slide.
Thank you.
And if you can play the video.
No, I think it's okay. We'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay.
Lambda, next, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jermaine. I'm one of the Scrum Masters for Team Lambda.
1 minute, Jermaine. So Lambda. Okay. Please.
You ready?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jermaine. I'm one of the Scrum Masters for Team Lambda. Next.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. Right. Okay, go for it, Jermaine.
Yeah, so welcome to A Better Life, Better Future. Our sprint 2, we named Baba. Here's our aim, our objectives, and sprint goal. Our team members. Next. And the Scrum Master team, Emmanuel Jr., Gani, myself, and Adenike. There's 20 roles of a Scrum Master. And here's our Scrum Master definition of ready and done. And the team charter, which we've done on Microsoft Visio. And the team RACI chart. And also this as Scrum Masters, we set up our capacity planning. Our screenshots. And here's our product backlog summary. And the metrics we use, the burn down charts and velocity chart. And the Scrum Master activities completed in Sprint 2. We also set our Scrum agenda, set up a timetable just for our Scrum ceremonies, as you can see.
1 minute left.
And here's our Scrum estimation board that we set up using Azure. And I'm going to hand you over to our BA team now. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Taiwo. I'm one of the BA from Landa team. My colleagues are Andre, OC, Rose, and Really One. Next slide, please. This is our 20 job description of BA. This is definition of done and definition of ready for BA. These are board show populated stories. These are actual board showing the all the activities we've done, our user story and accepted criteria that have been moved to Azure board. User story, next slide, please. This is our user story with accepted criteria with the wireframe. Next one, please. Next. This is the relationship between AP fiction and product backlog items. Thank you. Next person, please.
Hi, my name is Folarin. Next slide, please. This is the QA we're presenting for Lamba, and we are QAs, and these are job descriptions in terms of our quality checks and how we see the product by the customer's view. Next slide, please. This is our QA definition of ready and done, where we define on the screen. Next slide, please. This is our roles which to play this sprint. These are the activities we carry out. This is our text. Yeah, this is our test script, which we write for the test. Next. This is our test plan. The first was our test design. Next slide, please. This is a Lambda board which we have. I'll pass it to my next colleague to explain further.
Thank you, Folarin. So here are the user stories assigned to the QAs. Here are the tasks assigned to the QAs and the developers. We run queries for each tester. So here is a query run for one of our testers. With this for another one. Here are the total number of tasks completed. These are the test cases written by each tester. We wrote in the Gherkin sync task, which is the BDD. And here's the total number of test cases.
1 minute left.
I'll pass on to my colleague, Bolariwa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bolariwa. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Well, some bugs were raised. Can I see the screenshot of the box, please?
30 seconds left.
We're able to, we have some defects as well. Then we're able to install SpecFlow. We have integrated SpecFlow in Visual Studio in advance for automation.
We also ran a few test sprints in TDD to automate our tasks in Sprint 2. We want to give kudos to the developers. They've done a great job, and everything is fine. Thank you.
Time's up.
I think we should be giving a few minutes. We have a technical issue, please.
Yeah, Gina, if you
Right,
can
so
go
these are
ahead.
the final results that we for our sprint 2. Next slide, please. These are the valuable things we managed to accomplish. We got the About Us page, the Contact Us
Time's
page,
up.
the
Time's
FAQ
up.
page. No problem.
Time
Thank
is
you.
up.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You are mute.
He's not. I don't think he's talking to us.
Okay.
Okay, let's move to the next team, please.
Except for Upsilon and the other one that you said not to present. So you have to give the go ahead.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Lola, for that. Isla. So, okay, please, let's have those two guys again. And one thing I can say, please, let's ensure that we upload our script or our artifact before 12 p.m. I send a message and I really mean it. And good thing about the place, don't change it after that. Well, please, this is very important, okay? 12 noon, if it's not there, it's completely gone. And after 12 noon, yeah, please don't go and change it again. So that means you need to get, maybe I would give you up to 4, let's say, okay, let's say the presentation is 8 o'clock. Let's say 6 o'clock. I think that's a fair one, isn't it? All right. 6 p.m. So you upload it before 6 p.m. on the same day that we're having the presentation. This is very, very important. Okay, all right, cool. Let's go to data, please. Let me see if you have not actually checked if you kind of done yours now. Have you uploaded yours now?
Yes.
Data?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. And Upsilon, I still can see yours. Okay.
That was uploaded like 5 hours ago.
Joy, you can go ahead.
5 hours ago.
I can see.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, when you're ready.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joy, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Scrum Master Delta Group. Before I proceed, I want to really apologize for the earlier presentation didn't turn out as expected due to technical issues. We take full responsibility and inconvenience it may have cost you. Moving on. Organization, next slide, please. Our organization team consists of the SM, which is Eniola Olariwaju, the guild lead, Stan, the assistant, Joy, me, head, Oinda Funsho. Our product owner is Okay. Business analyst, Lydia Babatunde Ike.
Can you skip that, please? Let's go
Justina.
on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our task was to create an e-learning website called Prep Major. Our roles and responsibility. Thank you. Our roles and responsibilities as a Scrum Master is to organize, facilitate daily stand-up, daily sprint planning, sprint reviews, and sprint retrospective. As you can see, our projects, backlogs, our definition of done. The definition of done covers the product coming out of the sprint on the board. As you can see, it's on the board. That's our definition of done and our definition of ready. Next, please. Our board done charts, we have been able to complete 81% of our task, which the remaining will be carried over to sprint C. And that's our velocity chat as well. Thank you. Next slide. Some of the rules of some of our rules as a Scrum Master, we tend to facilitate.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry. Are you showing the same copy you uploaded?
This one was added.
It was added even after you just uploaded it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll address that later anyway. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Next slide, please. I'm going to pass on to the BA team. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ifeanyi, representing the Delta Team BA. Next page, please. Our Sprint B agenda was to deliver 5 features for the e-learning website, which is Best Major. And we wrote our user stories accompanied with the acceptance criteria and also provided the wireframes for them and process maps also. And while ensuring that they meet the definition of done and ready. Next page, please. There's been three features which we have dealt with was login, sign up, contact us, privacy policy, and terms and conditions, which are the BAs have worked on, and all of them has been passed. Next page, please. And this is our backlog. As you can see, we have followed the route of making sure we go through the epics, the features, and our PBIs. And everything is in order. Next page, please. And this is one of the user stories we have created, and this for the login page. As you can see, we have gone with it as I want to show that I'm also accompanied with the acceptance criteria and comes with so many scenarios, like scenarios of forgotten password or login page and stuff. So next, please. And also, this is for the student registration, like the sign-up page, which we also created. This is the user stories for it, and played with acceptance criteria and different scenarios which any user is going to encounter during their sign-ups. Next page, please. And this is
1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Next page, please. Same thing. So. And this is one of the wireframes for the login and sign up. Next page, please. And this is for the reset password or forgotten password wireframes. Next page, please. And this is our process map that shows the user journey from the start to the end, and also decisions and processes. Next page, please. And this is for our data analyst. So our data analyst from last week to now, we have proceeded with advanced Tableau, where we not only work
3 minutes left
organization, but have been taught how to prepare a dashboard, which has been shown in different visualizations, as you can see on the board as well. We have learned the use of some mathematical and statistical functions to effectively give more meaning to our analysis. Thank you very much. I'll pass you on to the QA.
Okoyemi.
On mute.
Okoyemi, unmute your button.
Yeah, muted.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, everyone. My name is Okoyemi. I'll be presenting on behalf of QA in Data Group. This is our achievement so far. For this sprint, we have 8 user story we are working on. Altogether, we have like 5 for this sprint and 3 from the last sprint that didn't pass. So this is the this is our board. Out of these 8, there are 5 of them in done and 1 in QA done, and 2 we raised bar for 2 of them. So you see in dev doing. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a story for the sign up. And this one passed, and this is the screenshot for the user story, the acceptance criteria and everything. For the test run and the test case in getting syntax, and the prep major and prep major screenshot. Yes, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the terms and condition test case, and this is the screenshot. Yes, next slide, please.
1 minute left.
This is private policy. Yeah, next slide, please. This is about us. Yeah, next slide, please. And this is for the footer menu. Yeah, next slide. Okay, yeah, this is the login. This one failed this login failed test. So when the bug have been raised and be assigned to the developers and which they are working on. So yeah.
Seconds left.
Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in this sprint, we're able to learn about, to download the Visual Studio, and we're able to integrate the spec flow into the Visual Studio. Yeah, next slide, please. Thank you. Any question, please?
Thank you. Upsilon. Upsilon group.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My apologies, we had uploaded before, but the name is saved as presentation. That's why. So you have to use the name, but we'll edit and resubmit. So
Okay, 1 minute. Let me check. 1 minute, please.
It was uploaded 5 hours ago by Benjamin. Valentine Benjamin Umbo.
Have you renamed it?
And there were 2 files. The first one was by 12, but it's still showing 5. It was submitted as presentation. Then another one immediately after it shows 25th February, new 25th February demo Upsilon, 5 hours ago.
1 minute. So last time Upsilon. I don't know. Where are you guys checking? It's not here.
Can you see my screen from here?
Okay, 1 minute. Let me see what you're showing. Where is it? Yeah, where is it?
Hold on a second. See again. This was the first one.
No, I mean, I said that doesn't look okay. New. Okay, let me see. So
6 hours ago.
New. Okay, I think you can see what the other teams did, right?
Yes. Yes.
You can see how they labeled theirs actually.
Yes, that's the mistake. We'll correct
Okay,
that going
please,
forward.
next time make sure that you start with your name, your team, okay? Please.
Yes. Okay. So we have our project mandate here.
Oh,
we're working on
1 minute.
Apex Tutor website.
1 minute. Okay. Okay, start now, please.
Okay, so our project mandate is on Apex Tutor. It's a website for parents and tutors as well for children to pick up classes and be taught. This is basically the organogram. The Scrum Masters is myself, Abraham, and Valentine. The role we played as Scrum Masters, we hosted and facilitated daily stand-up meetings, ensuring notifications were communicated timely, and meetings lasted 15 minutes most times. We went over. We built relationships with mentors and buddies by holding meetings twice a week, leading to skill metrics setup and setting of goals. We also shared observations with team, especially the slow pace of concluding user stories for sprints. This brought about identification of impediments and as a result, accelerated completion of same from 4 days to 2 days. We also assessed the team's capability, which allowed us, the Scrum Masters, to encourage individuals to shadow stronger individuals or do further training to bring themselves and team up to speed. We also collated documents to present during sprint reviews to management teams. We also act as a buffer for disruptions from stakeholders and management. And then reporting team progress. We have burn up and burn down and velocity charts. We also ensured the Scrum team was cross-functional, self-managing, and working together as one. And this is the team charter. And then this is the key metrics and team capacity. Our weekly planner we held. This is presented in terms of actual daytime, but for the Blue Sky and for the internship at the moment, that's meeting 7 p.m. Mondays to Wednesdays. For Thursdays, we hold 9 p.m., but mostly sprint refinements. And then we have our sprint plannings first Monday for the start of it, and also for general meetings too. We also reviewed meetings to assess what could be improved on the capacity of the team. These are basically charts. Next is BA.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ibru Ogenero, representing the BAs from Team Upsilon. We currently have 5 business analysts in the Upsilon team, and we're working together to discover and solve the needs and business requirements. Next slide, please. As BAs, we're responsible for these duties, and even at our current sprint, we have found ourselves like knowingly and unknowingly performing these duties, like recognizing how to engage with stakeholders, including stakeholders identification and analysis. We analyze needs, did collaboration with the team, and also did a current state walkthrough by using fictional user personas and also to determining the future state. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. During the sprint, the sprint 1 was actually, we can tell that this sprint was actually better than our sprint 1, because as one of our mentors would say, that a BA has to wear many hats. So we worked closely this sprint with the QAs and the developer, and this helped us in identifying our gaps and also fixing inconsistencies in our stories. We updated our wireframes using Basemic and uploaded to a Agile board. We adopted the low context communication style to prevent communication barrier. Next slide, please. So this is our Agile board. We have here our officials and our product backlogs. Next slide, please. So this sprint, we were able to work on 7 stories, and we were able to commit 5 stories to sprint. Next slide, please. So these are the tasks. These are the tasks assigned to the different BAs, my colleagues, and they were carried out respectively by the different BAs. Next slide, please. Yeah, tutor profile. Next slide, please. So this is a screenshot of our PBIs, and the PBI is already been implemented. Next slide, please. Here we have the Epic visual and the user story, and we find out that we get to use the Epic visual and user story interchangeably when we're working. Epics are basically larger stories, features are specific piece of work, while stories are discrete piece of work. Next slide, please. So in summary, we can see that epics provide a high-level overview of large bodies of work, features a specific piece of work, while user story describes specific requirements or features from the perspective of users or customers. Next slide, please. So the TSBA are already done. Basically
6
for
minutes left.
Basically for a feature user story to be considered ready, it must be able to pass its acceptance criteria. Product owner has reviewed and has approved the story. Story must have been refined. UX design must have been done appropriately. For a story or feature to be BA done, it must have been approved by the product owner, approved by the building must have no errors, discussed with the team, and technical quality aspect, everything must have been done. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Oluwaseun Rotiba, and I'll be speaking on behalf of the QA. So quality assurance analysts are responsible for the final step in development of any software product before it is released to the public. Next. These are the rules of QAs. I'll take 3 of them. They are responsible for creating and performing tests, identifying errors and notifying developers, for immediate correction and providing feedback that the actual requirement meet the expected result. Next, please. Sprint 1, we had 3 stories, which included the header, the sign in, and the contact us. Header was spearheaded by Gafar, and then the sign-in was spearheaded by me, and Anthony spearheaded the contact us. Next. Bugs that were raised. These were the bugs we had during Sprint 1. Next. This and that's bug, which was raised by Nicole and I. Next. Then this Amanda bug that
4
was
minutes left.
detected by Ken Tusa and Abdul Gafar. Next, please. This and that bug that was raised by Olamide. So these are all the bugs that were raised during our Sprint 1. Next, please. These were the communication between the testers and the developer, just to make sure everything goes smoothly. Next. Then we'll have a QA done. QA done is when QA has finished testing the story and is satisfied that there is no bug and that the expected quality has been met. It involves planning the test, designing the test, executing test, report on defect, rerun the test and regression test, and rerun tests done. Then done, this is when the product owner accepts that the requirements meet the expected quality and product is launched for the end users. Next. We had impediments. They were issues with the product requirement and acceptance criteria for signing. We had an issue with the product requirement wireframe acceptance criteria for contact us. And there's also an issue with product requirement and acceptance criteria for the headers, which were subsequently fixed. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all from Team Ops now.
Thank you.
All right. I like that cartoon one. It's so nice. Thank you so much, guys. So I think you guys actually make this very interesting. So, and that's the reason I just love doing this. Actually, initially I said maybe I'll give 2 minutes for someone to kind of give a feedback. What do you think about this session? Right, quickly, maybe 2 minutes. So before I kind of start to talk anyway. So 2 minutes, how it has gone, even most especially this particular experience, right? Bola. And thanks so much for my timekeeper, actually. You make it so easy. Thank you so much, Titi Lola.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Hey everyone, I think it's been really good to see everyone's presentations and to see just how much wealth of knowledge so many of us have, even myself. I think about in just like 6 weeks, just how much and how far everybody has come. So it's really, really encouraging to see. And I know that many people are in the same position where they're new to IT. So yeah, I would say it's really, really good. So well done, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Itayo.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. I think it's been awesome seeing all the teams work so far, and just imagining what things would be like in the next few sprints. One point to consider, though, as we progress with all the work we're doing, I think the demo, the sessions need to be extended a bit, probably 10 minutes per team. That should be considered, please. Thank you.
Yeah. To be honest, I can sleep here if you want me. Actually, yeah, I've done that before. Go and ask. But based on the feedback from last session that we did, I think they asked us to be keeping it 3 hours max, actually, because of the learning span of some people. They did complain that when we do go above 11 o'clock, they are not concentrating again. So that's another thing. So, well, we look into it anyway if everyone wants that anyway. So that's another thing. Okay. Lastly, Rotiba, please.
Hi, I think it's been so nice and a lot of knowledge has been shared and gained by most of us. I would like to speak particularly about my team. We have been so inclusive. At first, it was like most people were confused. Well, at the end of the day, we seem to be able to align together and share this inclusion with ourselves, and we get closer like every day. So it's a wonderful experience, actually. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. To be honest, it's been really, really fantastic. Actually, you guys have done very well. I'm really, really impressed. You know, so I remember the first sprint. Maybe I should go and watch the videos. And I said, wow, well, you guys did very well in the first sprint anyway. But some of the presentation were not that great actually. So, but I saw a lot of people as kind of step up on their presentation, which I think is really, really good to see people coming up. Okay. So to be honest, you can pat yourself at the back. So this one is good actually. And you still have 2 sprints left in terms of work actually, because the last sprint is going to be focusing on reporting and things like that anyway. So, but I can say I'm really, really impressed with lots of things that you guys have put in. So one thing I can say, right, at this time, I think you guys can start giving yourself feedback now. So, which I think that's the purpose of having this one, an open presentation whereby you see what the teams are doing as well. I'm not sure I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Because it seems my screen was frozen. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so you can see what other people have done actually. So you can look at that. Okay, this one we didn't do, this one we did. Give yourself an objective and as well constructive feedback actually. I would say individually and as a team, to be honest. So because you are learning here, you need to learn from what other people have done. And this presentation is nice, and you can see what other people have put in their presentation. I'm going to share this slide now. I'm trying to download the next one because I've got my note on one of them, so which I don't want to share actually. So I'm going to download another copy so that I will share that one. So then I have my own copy, which I'm going to use to give you feedback. But one thing I want to say, I want to beg everyone, please upload your PowerPoint by 6 p.m. I'm extending it to 6 p.m. now. Yeah, 6 p.m. on the Sunday when you're doing presentation. If I see that presentation being changed during the presentation, right, I would kind of not ask you to present, please. That's very, very important because I saw that some people are changing that presentation on the presentation. It's not good on the people that have already done their presentation first. So please ensure that you upload it. And good thing about Teams, it will show the time that you uploaded it. So if you go back and upload another one, or if I see any changes that is not displayed, it's not in the one that you kind of uploaded. So I will just ask you to stop presenting, and that will be it. Please hope that's clear. Scrum Masters, especially, please take note of that. Okay. So, okay. All right. So let's start with the first. To be honest, I will just go with how the teams are uploaded alphabetical order, not the order presentation. So, and which means that it's going to be Alpha team first anyway. 1 minute. Can we be muted, please? Thank you. Okay, and admin, can you help me stop this recording so that we can have the feedback on a different recording? If they're there, please, yeah. If you can stop the recording and let's have it